Hello and welcome to Georgia Fat Boy Mowing and Tractors. And I'm in my backyard of my 3-acre yard. And that, what you're looking at right there, is a pond, my neighbor's pond. I believe there's 3 ponds back there. As you can see, he's got an overflow to his pond, and his overflow is draining, and it runs all the way over here to this ditch. It's almost a creek that I think they built that creek, or it just naturally built itself. But it is flooding my yard. It's been a monsoon. In fact, it's tore my fencing off of my fence. One panel's down here underneath the ground, all this dirt. And this is the ditch that runs to my backyard. Goes underneath my building that I'm getting ready to redo. It's going to be a 2-story storage shed, tool shed, and tractor and implement barn. Sorry, I don't have a gimbal, so my video is a little shaky. But as you can see, there's already wheelbarrows and ladders and crap underneath there. And so, anyway, this is the ditch. So, one of the first projects that I'm going to do is use my new backhoe that I don't have any experience with other than sitting in the seat at the dealership. So this should be a learning exercise. I have watched a lot of other YouTube videos, and hopefully I have a little bit of understanding of what I'm going to do. I'm going to practice where I come down here because it's very, very muddy. And one thing I'm going to need to know how to do is get myself out of this mess if I get stuck. Otherwise, I'll be buying a winch and chains and a long rope and winching myself out of the getting stuck if I can't use the bucket and the backhoe to get me out. I don't have the size backhoe that they use on Gold Rush or a D12 dozer, so I have to make do with what I got to get this out. As you can see, water is running everywhere. Can you actually see the water running? Yeah, the water is running everywhere, and it's trying to get to the low point. This is underneath my shed, and I have to come in here now and reinforce, because the original owners built this as just a playhouse for their children, and it's not very well made. It's kind of shaky. I had a contractor, when we bought the house, come and take a look at it, and his only recommendation was tear it down. So I got to reinforce at least every 8 feet with these 6x6s sunk in concrete, and reinforce it. And I have to leave myself enough room. Thankfully, it's a 1022 bad boy that I bought, and it can get in between the 8-foot spans without any problem. Probably get it between the 6-foot, but I'm going to make them 8-foot and see if that shores it up enough to make it not shake anymore. Otherwise, the instruction's not too bad. I may put some more purlings up here in the shed floor. He's got one almost down the middle. He kind of stops underneath the porch, but I think it needs a few more underneath the porch. But back to the water, I need to dig drainage ditches or swells all the way down here. You can see where when the monsoons came this winter, they just dumped water, and you can see where all the dirt and leaves have washed. And then this is on my property line and my neighbor's property line, and it's a lake, and we're not supposed to have a lake. So I just contacted my neighbor. Hey Russell, if you're watching this, and I'm going to dig this out and make it run better. And we'll clean this loose construction material. What a beautiful fence he has, by the way, a brand new swimming pool. Just got in late in the summer, and it's a beautiful swimming pool. I love his fence. I may have to look at doing something similar on my property. I really like that fence. But anyway, we have running water. I opened it up with a hoe a few minutes ago. You can see where I've been playing in the dirt. And thank God I bought these super expensive waterproof Red Wing boots. Hope my wife doesn't find out how much they cost, but they're already dirty. But yeah, it needs to be opened up, and if a little hoe can make it start draining that much, because it's really running down here now. If I could get a few scoops in the center and come on out with it, I think the water will drain out of that hole. And we may even have to look at putting some backfill in there and raise it up. What we don't want is we don't want it running into Russell's yard, or even, God forbid, up the hill and into his pool, which I don't think there's enough slope. We don't have to worry about that. But what we really want is probably going to come right here and bring the ditch out this way, all the way down this way, about 3 feet out on the outside of where it's naturally running. And that will help us drain this land and hopefully drain all of this. Now, I need to get this done before it gets any warmer. It's March 23rd right now, and it's first warm day. We have 7 degrees here in Tennessee, and unfortunately, because of the pond and that land right there, kind of marshy land, we have a real problem with moccasins here. So I need to get these moccasins out. It looks like I need to take this debris out as well for Russell right here, and we'll take care of that for Russell. It gives me experience with my tractor, and looking forward to it. And Russell works all the time. He is a law enforcement officer, and right now, as you all know, there's a huge need for law enforcement officers, so he works an awful lot. So certainly don't mind getting this done as soon as possible. Almost a 90-degree bend right there. Might open this up a little bit. Got some rocks poured in there. Somebody poured rocks in there trying to stabilize it. That don't look like it needs to have much done to it right there. He might want it shaped up a little bit, and we can do that once I get a little more experience. You can see the water coming from that direction, coming off the hill, and it comes on down this way. Rocks right there impeding it a little bit, but not too bad. I think I would scoop that out a couple scoops and make the corner a little wider, maybe 3 feet right here. Maybe clean that up a little bit. And somebody dug really nice right here. And that's it. Getting a call from a pool guy. Mow on, tractor on. Thank you.